Good morning. I'm Fiona Morales.
And I'm Joanna Keppel.
And we will be doing our presentation on the play Ruined. In 2007, an American playwright by the name of Lynn Nottage wrote the play Ruined. The play takes place in the Democratic Republic of Congo and follows the story of a group of women living during a civil war in their country. The play showcases 1 year of misery and bravery through the eyes of the women caught in the crossfire of the war.
Lynn Nottage is a 56-year-old woman who was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. She got her bachelor's degree in arts from Brown University in 1986 and her master's in fine arts from Yale University School of Drama later in 1989. She then worked at Amnesty International, which is a human rights organization, for 4 years.
One of her more popular works is entitled Intimate Apparel. She wrote it based on her great-grandmother's life and how she worked as a seamstress in New York City. Intimate Apparel won the 2004 Steinberg New Play Award and showed that Nottage mainly focuses her works on the societal struggles that working-class African-American women had to live through in the early 20th century.
The play takes place in a small mining town where you can find Mama Notti's bar, where the miners, government soldiers, and rebel militia go to rest, drink, and dance with women to escape from their responsibilities. The bar has makeshift furniture that gives off a cheerful presence, and behind the stage there is a room where the women sleep and spend their time when not working.
The first two characters introduced to the audience are Mama Notti, the owner of the bar, and Christian, a salesman who travels selling goods across the border. Mama Notti is a very strong woman who holds her own and looks after the well-being of the women who work in her establishment. Sophie, Salima, and Josephine are 3 women who work and live at the bar. They have all been victims of sexual violence and have taken refuge at Mama Notti's.
Furthermore, the local leader of the rebel militia is Jerome Kisambe, and Commander Osembaga is in charge of bringing the area around Mama Notti's bar back in order. He seeks the rebel militia and wants to destroy their army and has a right-hand man named Lauren that is quick and willing to carry out any order he has. Fortune and Simon are cousins and join the government army together in hopes to find Fortune's wife, Salima.
The play starts with Christian bringing Mama Notti 3 new girls to work for her at the restaurant. Mama Notti doesn't say yes at first, but eventually agrees. We learn that although Sophie has been ruined by the men in her village, she is very smart, which makes her able to help at the bar with other tasks. However, it is revealed that Sophie has been secretly taking money away from Mama Notti, and when Salima tells Sophie she's pregnant, Sophie says that they should run away together.
As the evening approaches, the bar is busting with activity. Commander Osembaga struts into the bar and Mama Notti is quick to make him a drink, but only if he follows her rules and leaves his pistol and bullets at the bar. The next morning, Mama Notti takes money from Sophie and congratulates her for being bold enough to steal from her. Then Fortune and Simon walk into the bar asking about Salima.
Act 2 starts with Fortune waiting outside the bar, refusing to leave without seeing Salima. Sophie urges Salima to talk with Fortune because he does not know she is pregnant, nor with the child that is not his, but Salima and Mama Notti both ignore her. When Mama Notti goes outside to tell him to leave, he gives her an iron cooking pot to give Salima.
A fight breaks out in the bar as the tensions rise during the war. Unfortunately, Salima has a miscarriage which causes her to later die. Then Christian confesses his love to Mama Notti, and we learn that Mama Notti is also ruined like the other girls. Christian does not care and shows her comfort, and the play ends with them dancing while Sophie and Josephine watch.
One topic we felt this play showcased is the amount of toxic masculinity still found all across the world. A soldier told Salima a story about how they shot 15 men and slit one man's belly open with a machete and thought that it would impress her and make him more attractive in her eyes. Furthermore, lines such as, "She doesn't know it yet, but she does want me," enforced the fact that most of the men had no respect for the women.
One theme that can be found present in the play is the strength and resilience found in women. Although all of the women have gone through terrible tragedies, they still must try and make a living for themselves. Mama Notti is able to create a business from nothing and keep it going through the war, as well as support the women that are working for her. The contrast between the women suffering and Mama Notti shows the determination and strength each woman has to reclaim their lives.
This play was written based on true stories. In 2004, Nottage traveled to East Africa to interview Congolese women refugees that had fled their country. In fact, the very first woman she interviewed was named Salima. She says that almost every woman she interviewed told her they had been sexually assaulted or abused multiple times. After her travels, Nottage knew she wanted to write the play with all the tragic details that the women had included, to make sure their stories were being told truthfully.
Lynn Nottage makes many writing choices to describe the scene and events that are happening in the play. She mentions how the bar always has music playing whenever the day starts, and this can show the audience that she tries to make the bar be a happy and more cheerful place even though it's surrounded by a war zone. Nottage gives a lot of detail in her writing and explains the scenes very well.
Nottage chose to have the play take place throughout 1 year, and the scenes were in chronological order so that the passing of time was not confusing. Nottage uses realism during the entire show, as it is based on non-fictional events, and she did not exaggerate any of the scenes, as she says that would be unfair to the women she interviewed.
Ruin's first performance was at the Goodman Theater in Chicago in 2008, where Sarika Arika Elukuna, an award-winning actress, played Mama Nadi. Then, a year later, it was shown off-Broadway at the Manhattan Theater Club, and that same year, it also received the Pulitzer Prize for Drama Award. In April of 2010, it made its debut at the Imelda Theater in London.
As I mindfully read the play, I found myself getting pulled into the story right from the start. By the middle of Act 1, I felt fully immersed in the plot, and I never got bored because every page I learned something new. Even in the last few pages, she tells us that Mama Nadi has also been ruined, bringing the play full circle, and honestly, I finished the play with a lump in my throat.
While I was reading the script, I was able to dive deeper in what was happening in the play. Since the beginning of the story, I was paying attention to what was happening with the plot and the characters. I think all of the women are extremely brave in what they had to go through, as well as what happened to them and how they were ruined. For me, Mama Nadi was a very inspiring character, and I have a lot of respect for her and what she went through. The two ideographs that are shown on the slide we thought were both pretty powerful. The first one shows an image of Sophie with her face of despair, while the second one, which is more computer animated, shows soldiers in the back and Sophie looking down at the bishop chess piece. Both ideographs have a strong message being portrayed, however we decided to go with the third ideograph that we found.
We liked this ideograph the most because rather than the women looking down, she's looking upward, which we feel is more symbolic and powerful. It shows that the women represented in this play are beautiful, courageous, and a force to be reckoned with. The woman looking upward is showing that the men who have hurt her and ruined her don't define her purpose in life, but make her stronger, and that is the true message Nottage wanted to get across with this story. This is our reference page. If you would like to know more about Lynn Nottage's Ruined, all of these are great sources. We hope you enjoyed. Thank you for listening to our presentation.